The Buu arc is the longest and arguably most complex arc in Dragon Ball Z. There are multiple characters and subplots involved at all times. When talking to Dragon Ball fans, it's either one of their favorites or they hate it. There's no in between. Some people really enjoyed the different fusions we get to see, or how Gohan became the strongest single character in the series. They probably even like that Buu went through all of those different transformations, but me, I hate all of it. And I don't hate them for what they are, but for how they were used in the story. This arc starts off with Goku being dead, and I like that. Dragon Ball Z went through 200 episodes of building Gohan's character so he could take the role as the main protagonist, and it seems like the Buu saga did everything in its power to negate all of that good writing. I also want to mention that I do not think the Buu arc is bad from start to finish. I actually think it starts off very strong. Goku comes back to Earth and only has 24 hours, and other characters' actions reflect that. Gohan fought to near death even though he doesn't love fighting. Vegeta sacrificed himself not just because he wanted to even the score with Goku because of the Cell games, and not just because he finally got his fight with Goku, but because Goku influenced him to be a better person. This arc starts going downhill when Goku first meets Buu, and it isn't because it was the introduction of this abomination, but his reasoning for not beating Buu was because he wanted to leave it to the younger generation. And in theory, that makes sense. He and Vegeta won't be around forever, and the Earth still needs protection. I mean, that was the situation for a good portion of the Buu arc. Goku and Vegeta were dead. But when Goku made this decision, he also believes Gohan was dead. So he was leaving the fate of the Earth to a 7 and 8 year old. And let's just say he has supreme confidence in the young Saiyans. That's fine, because the way the story was going, I believed it too. Goten and Trunks were the last line of defense, and up until they unfused, it seemed like they would prove Goku to be right. Then Gohan comes back stronger than ever, and it seems like he will finally fulfill his duty as protector of Earth and successor to Goku. And this is the first time he chooses to wear the same clothes as his father, and I don't think that's a coincidence. Gohan showed us back in the Cell games just how dangerous he could be if he took training seriously. But that 7 years of peace softened him. He didn't train as much, and when danger came back, he wasn't ready. He didn't only disappoint his father and Vegeta, but he disappointed himself as well. Him coming back and beating Buu would have been a nice wrap for his personal character arc. And in his fight with Buu, he seemed like a very different fighter than before. He was supremely confident, showed no hesitation, and completely dominated a Buu that gave Gotenks some trouble. Gohan beating Buu isn't how I wanted Dragon Ball Z to end, but it definitely made more sense from a story standpoint than what we ended up getting. We all know Gohan goes on to lose, and it seems like Goku's plan for leaving it to the younger generation had failed miserably. So he gets a new life, comes back to Earth, and tries to fuse with Gohan. He ends up fusing with Vegeta instead, and from that, Vegito is born. I don't like Vegito. I personally don't think these two should ever fuse. I like the idea of fusion being something that Goten and Trunks have as their trump card. They aren't prideful in the same way as their fathers, so it just makes sense. But another reason for my Vegito hate is because he never did anything. Including his appearance in Dragon Ball Super, Vegito doesn't accomplish a thing. He proves he's far stronger than his opponent, then unfuses. So then Kid Buu makes his introduction, and his first move is to blow up the Earth without warning. And when I first saw this, I was like, okay. I don't know what to expect, but I'm intrigued. That form of Buu was unpredictable, and the added backstory from Supreme Kai made it even better for me because they were now fighting the real Buu, one that isn't changed by the personalities of individuals that he's absorbed. And for a long time, I thought that Kid Buu was the strongest Buu in Dragon Ball Z, but now that I know he's not, we watched Gohan, Goten, and Trunks gain all that power. We saw Buu go through all of those transformations. Goku and Vegeta were brought back just so we could see what was arguably the weakest Buu. I've explained in another video why I do like the Spirit Bomb part of this arc, but that doesn't erase all of the other mistakes. If you want Goku in the story, that's cool. He is the soul of Dragon Ball, and I don't think anyone would disagree. But don't do all of this work trying to tell us that we're preparing for the young ones just for them all to lose. We saw all of that training for no reason, all of their hard work for nothing. Don't kill Goku in a great way during the Cell games and bring his son into the spotlight just for you to make his son a weak fighter, then strong, then weak again. If Goku never came back to life, then we wouldn't have seen the strongest fighter in the series be wasted as a kicking comedian. But the problem is, I don't know if I would have been okay with this arc not having Goku either. I don't know how often people realize it, but Goku has never killed the enemy in the major arcs. In the Saiyan saga, Gohan is the one that beat Vegeta. Frieza survived Namek, and then Trunks killed him. Gohan beat Cell, and all of these arcs are way better than this one. Toriyama should have just taken a page out of his own book and let someone else finish Buu. Dragon Ball Z is the anime that got me into anime, and it's still in my top 2 favorites ever, so I'll always have a slight bias towards it. But when I try to argue that it's better than other stories, I do my best to leave Buu out of the conversation. If you enjoyed this video, please click the like button and let me know whether or not you think Goku should have come back during the Buu arc. If this is your first time on the channel, subscribe so you know when I upload more videos like this. But until then, this is Big Toon and thanks for watching. Y'all have a good one.